Hello Wolfpack. Now, a lot of you might not realize how desperate the situation is for Bitcoin right now because you just see the price moving up and you think, okay, well, it's moving up. You either think it must be a reversal, you must think it's a short-term move to the upside that's not going to mean much, but I'm going to tell you why this move is so important in this video today. And in fact, I'm going to tell you in one chart why it's so important. This is the chart you need to be watching right now. The reason why this move is so important is because we're testing the 3-day chart's macro downtrending line on the RSI. You can see we have come up, and this was formed since January 2021. This line is almost 2 years old, right? It is a very old line. We've been testing it, you know, 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. This is the 7th time we've consecutively, over the course of almost 2 years, come up and touched that line on 7 different occasions. Now, look, we are testing this right now. We are at the breaking point. We're very, very close to breaking out in the RSI. And look, we know what that means, right? And by the way, just so you don't, you know, people who click off the video very early, I'm not bullish yet. Right? I still think that the market is bearish. I don't see any evidence for there to be a bullish trend renewed yet. Now, there are things that can change that. However, at this point, I do still think we will be going down towards at least a retest of 17.5k. Now I can continue. Now, look, what we see on the RSI when we have downtrending lines on the RSI is this. Essentially, downtrending lines on the RSI on macro timeframes generally lead, or generally, you know, coincide, I guess you could say, with downtrending lines on the price. So RSI downtrending line equals price downtrending line. Same thing with uptrending lines, whatever. You know, the point is, when you see a line that's acting as resistance or support on the RSI, it generally reflects on the price. And we're seeing that right now, right? We've got this line acting as resistance support and the price is doing the same thing. Now, the interesting thing about that is that the RSI kind of reflects what happens in the price action, but it moves first. So what you see generally is, if this RSI line breaks, if the RSI resistance breaks in the 3-day time frame, we are most likely to see the price line break on the 3-day time frame. So, right now, we are at a breaking point on Bitcoin. If we move up a little bit more and we close above it, that could very well, even if we're still below it on the price, that could very well lead to a breakout on the price, right? That RSI line is very important right now. It's being tested. This is pretty much a critical moment for Bitcoin. And it's not a coincidence that it happens going into some of the most important events of September, right? And actually, I would argue this is the most important event of September. Right now, in 3 days from now, we are seeing CPI numbers release. Guess what? In 3 days from now, the 3-day candle that is going to determine whether we break out or not closes. That's not a coincidence. This is all connected here, guys, right? So CPI, for example, right, this is the inflation in the United States of America year on year. It's been going up. It's kind of rounded out. And a lot of people are expecting it to top out. And in fact, the consensus from the market, the prediction what the market is expecting it to go down, right? Inflation is most likely going to be dropping, which is actually very bullish for the markets. Now, that's interesting, right? Because markets generally, and you might say, oh, we're still in a recession and people still don't have money, so how can you expect the market to go up? Well, it's not really how it works, right? I explain this every video. I'm going to keep explaining it because people genuinely don't understand it. The markets reflect what's going to happen in the future. They don't reflect what's happening in the present, right? So right now, yeah, the recession's bad. Yeah, everyone's broke, right? That doesn't mean the markets need to keep going down. It really doesn't, right? And all you need to do is look at the historical price action of the S&P 500 to determine that's the case, right? The markets bottom out before the situation looks good, and the markets top out before the situation looks bad. The markets act to predict the future, right? About 3 to 6 months in the future. That's what the markets are predicting. Right? Because you think about why people invest. They don't invest based on what's going on in the present. They invest based on what could be in the future. And so if they see inflation topping out, even though it's not topped out and even though it's still like 40-year highs, they're going to think, oh, okay, it's topping out. That's going to get better in the future, meaning my investments are going to get better in the future, meaning I'm going to buy. Right? So that's very important to understand. Now, with all of this said, yes, we're coming up to resistance, and yes, it's a very critical resistance, and yes, inflation is looking promising. It's not confirmed yet, but it's looking promising. We do have to note we have, some bearish divergence going on the daily RSI, and we're heading up on the daily RSI, heading towards a retest, or a bearish retest of the bottom side of this bear flag formation. So that's a resistance support flip. That's not very good. It doesn't look particularly good on the daily chart. I'd say we're at that thick resistance now, and I'd say the vast majority of this move is done. And if we're looking at the 4-hourly time frame, we can see that reflect. Look at the volume, for example. Yeah, massive move. It was really good. But the volume started to decrease in this upwards trend. And it's actually come to a tipping point. You can see those candles, those doji candles, start to play out there that represent a trend reversal, at least in short term. So I think that the majority of this short term move is done. And I think that, yeah, I think that we will be chilling a bit now until CPI releases. That's kind of my prediction. I think until CPI releases, we will be calming down a little bit on Bitcoin. Obviously, in the hours leading up to CPI, we'll see some more volatility as expected. But right now, I think that move yesterday and the move in the last couple of days from 18.5K to 20, almost 22K has exhausted us on Bitcoin. Now, look, here's the thing. If Bitcoin, and this is something that I've pointed out for a long, long time, okay? If Bitcoin can close, and this is interesting, okay? The weekly candle's closing in 2 days. CPI's in 3 days, and the 3-day candle's closing in 3 days. Okay, so we know the importance of CPI, we know the importance of the 3-day candle. What we need to consider as well is the importance of this candle on the weekly chart, because this candle on the weekly chart is coming back above the critical 11-year trend line on Bitcoin, this pink line that stems from 2011 through to 2015, through to 2020, through to 2022. We are getting above that right now. And if we close this this weekly candle in 2 days, 48 hours above that, which would be above, say, 20.6K, 20.7K, that's bullish as well. So there's lots of things right now that we can look at. And when they do play out, and we're going to find all of this out within the next 3 days, by the way, which is very, very soon. When they do play out, we can determine, okay, maybe this doesn't look as bad as people think. Now, look, okay, I want to clarify again. With that said, nothing's confirmed. And hence, I'm still sticking by my bearish predictions because they haven't been invalidated yet. There is no guarantee that inflation will come in lower. Okay, what we had, for example, these consensus, the prediction on inflation are never accurate. I mean, the prediction for inflation in June was 8.8%. The actual inflation number was 9.1%. Prediction in July was 8.7. The actual was 8.5. These things aren't accurate. They're very inaccurate, actually. And so it's a possibility that we do actually just see inflation go up, and just completely ignore the data. And if you're looking at something like the DXY, whatever, bond yields, you can make a case for that, I suppose. I mean, they are coming down a little bit now. But I think the main point we need to understand here is that, we're so close to the point, and this is it, really. This is the macro reversal. This yellow line on the price, this is the macro reversal. Break that line, I'm buying, right? We're so close to that happening. That flipping bullish now, just before it happens, when you stand very little extra to gain, is stupid. Just wait. Wait for it to happen and hold by your bearish predictions for now. If it does happen, cool. Those bearish predictions, chuck them out the window. As of right now, we still, to this day, have no reason to believe that anything other than a double bottom at 17.5K or even lower could take place on Bitcoin. Yes, we have reason to speculate, but believing is a different issue. Because you can speculate about things, right? But to believe something, you need the evidence, you need the confirmation. We haven't seen the confirmation yet. So 3 days, guys. I'm not joking. This wasn't clickbait. The next 3 days for Bitcoin are very important and possibly the most important 3 days in the entire bear market. If you go to my YouTube channel homepage and click on the join button, you can see the rewards that V.I.P members gain access to. They get 4 trading setups per week, prioritized reply to comments by myself, trading psychology, a lecture, so a 2-hour lecture on trading psychology, and then exclusive Telegram group access where we can discuss the charts and discuss the active trades from the exclusive trading setup. So if you're interested in that, that's 40 AUD a month, which works out to be, as of September, around 28 USD a month, less than $1 a day. Go ahead and sign up to that. Moving forward further, we have the BitGet Exchange, and this is a very important one. The BitGet Exchange is something that I hold very closely as a trader. Why is that? Well, because I spent about a year looking for a good exchange. I got pretty much scammed on Binance last year during the bull market in 2021, and I found BitGet. They reached out to me, and then I reached out to them for the partnership. They got 0 trading fees on spot pairs, so it's free, entirely free for spot, and then on futures, they've got about 4 times less the fees than Binance, 4 times lower fees than Binance. And Binance is known to be the most popular exchange with the lowest fees. So this exchange is extremely cheap. On top of that, it's non-KYC, which holds true to the values of cryptocurrency, right? It's decentralized in your personal land. You don't need to link your identity to it if you don't want to. And it's globally available on that non-KYC format. So sign up to BitGet using my referral link in the description below. And in doing that, you'll gain access to over 4,000 USD in rewards by completing a few tasks. So again, use my referral link and sign up. It supports the channel and it supports your own trading endeavors. And then further, we've got the Crypto Academy, and this is if you want to learn how to trade, you want to learn how to do TA, you want to learn how to analyze a market, and that's where the Become a Trader 10-unit course comes in handy. Now, this course, and you can go to our website, you can read the abstract here, but this course was developed by myself and Megawell Crypto. We made this course during the start of 2022 and released it in around May 2022. We analyzed basically dozens of different courses, technical analysis courses that are available on the market. We analyze what was wrong with them, we analyze what was right with them, and we analyze things we can put together. We've created this so that we've got slideshows, we've got videos, we've got worksheets, which is no other course has that, by the way, all of which is kind of aimed to kind of direct towards any kind of learning style, whether it be verbal, whether it be visual, whether it be practical, any kind of learner you are, you can, profit from this course in terms of knowledge and then move it into the market and actually profit financially. So if you're interested in this course, you can go to our website, read out the 10 units, whatever, read everything you want, and then chuck us an email here at cryptoacademycourses@gmail.com, and we'll get back to you with all the relevant information. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.